Hello, friends. I'm Eric Hutchinson. I'm the principal broker and owner of Hutchinson Realty. Don't you hate it whenever you go to buy something and there's a sticker price on the product that you're buying, but whenever you go to the cash register, they always hit you for more than what the sticker price was? If you go to buy something and it's $25, you end up paying $27 or $28, and it kind of takes the excitement out of buying whatever it is you're buying, especially whenever you're buying a big dollar item like a car or a house. And I want to talk about that for just a moment. Whenever you are a seller and you are selling your house, say for $350,000, you're going to have some closing costs. In real estate, we call that net proceeds. And I always like to go over that with my sellers before we even put the house on the market so that they know what they're going to net at closing. So it's a really interesting and important topic to talk about. So if you are thinking of selling your home, you might want to listen to the video that I'm about to make and go over some of your closing costs so that you can have an expectation of what your bottom line is going to be. So I'm going to go over that today. I hope you'll enjoy the video. We're going to talk about a seller's net proceeds. And today we're going to say that you're selling your house for $350,000. Now, your house may sell for more or for less. It doesn't matter. These closing costs are going to be very similar. So I will tell you that the good news is that your closing costs are a whole lot less than a buyer's closing costs because there's no loan involved. Whenever you get a loan involved, there's a whole lot of lender closing costs that come into play. But you are the seller and you're selling your home for $350,000. Now, the question mark here is that I don't know what your mortgage is. At the very top of your screen, in the top right-hand corner, it says present mortgage payoff. So I don't know what that is, but you do. And so whatever that amount is that would pay off that mortgage, you'll need to subtract that from your bottom line at the bottom of the page. So let's move on. The first expenses that you got to be concerned with is government expenses. And we're going to talk about taxes for just a moment. In Arkansas, we pay taxes in the rears. In other words, we pay taxes for last year, not for our current year. So right now, our taxes are due for last year. So if you close in the first 3 months of any given year, you are going to have, as part of your closing cost, last year's taxes. Now, if you have a mortgage and a lender that's involved, they are collecting for those taxes and they usually pay it off during that first part of the year. But if you don't have a mortgage, your taxes are not delinquent until October of the current year. So many times I have to include last year's taxes as a part of your closing costs, which is what I've done here. So we're going to assume that you're going to close at the end of March on your property, and so that the taxes have not been paid yet. So it's going to show up on the settlement statement at closing. So I've got last year's taxes. Now it shows up on my net proceeds sheet as special assessments. It's not really an assessment. It's just where I have put last year's taxes. So last year's taxes are $3,000, okay? And this year's taxes are going to be based upon last year's taxes, but you're only going to pay for the first 3 months of this year's taxes because we're closing in March. So if you move down to taxes prorated, it says $750, which is based upon a $3,000 tax bill. So you've got last year's taxes and you've got 3 months of this year's taxes because next year the buyer is going to be hit for the full amount of taxes for the current year. Does that make sense? I hope so. I know it's a little bit confusing, but that's the way we do our taxes, and that's why I've got those listed there. Now I'm going to drop all the way down to other expenses. There's no lender expenses other than paying off your mortgage. And so I've got home warranty. Now, you may or may not be providing a home warranty for the buyer. The buyer may or may not ask for a home warranty. Most home warranty plans are a 1-year home warranty, and it's really to protect against the heating and air conditioning from going out, electrical, plumbing, those kind of issues. Doesn't cover the roof or foundation of the property. And they're usually about $750 for a 1-year policy. So I've included that in here. And just to be safe, I always put that in my net proceeds. Updating title insurance. Now, the title insurance cost is going to be based upon the purchase price. So I've put in here, so if you sell your house for $200,000, it'll probably be less than this. If you sell it for $400,000 or $500,000, it may be more than this. And I've tried to be conservative and put in a higher number than what I expect it to be. So title insurance, all the searches that the title insurance company is going to do, right around $1,500 for title insurance. Now that's probably a little more than it will actually be, but I'd rather be safe than sorry. Now, if you move down to settlement and closing fee, that's also a title company charge. They charge $350 to the seller and then $350 to the buyer. Now, again, this is a general summary. Some title companies may charge less than that, and some companies may charge more. So I just put in here kind of a general charge that a title company might charge you. $350 for the seller, $350 for the buyer. So $350 for the seller here. The listing broker's fee. Now, I cannot answer what other companies other than my company charges for a commission. Now, my company was started in 1985, and we have been charging 6% real estate commission whenever we list a property. 3% listing commission and a 3% selling commission. It's been that way since 1985. We have no other fees, and that is what we have been charging for 37 years. So the total broker's fee is there. And then if you go down to other fees, now, I've included in these other fees termite, which most sellers will provide a termite policy. If you don't have one on the property, there's going to be a new one. It's going to be right around $400 or $500. It may be less, maybe a little bit more, but I've calculated about $500 there. There's usually some repairs that are done if there's a home inspection, and then there may be some miscellaneous charges. If you look at the very bottom, if you sell your home for $350,000, then you are going to net $321,150. Now, I have found that it's better to calculate that at the beginning than to find out at the closing table that you're making less than what you thought you were making. So I hope this video has been informative to you. If you have any questions, you can always reach out to me at info@hutchrealty.com. You can also go to our website. If you're a seller, you can get a free home evaluation on our website. It's automated. I would highly recommend that you reach out to me and let me assign a realtor to come out and give you a free market analysis on your property that would be much more detailed than an automated version. But if you just want to get a ballpark figure, go to our website at hutchrealty.com. If you are a buyer and you're watching this, you can search every active listing from our website. We do a download every 15 minutes. So I hope to hear from you. I hope this information has been helpful to you. May God bless you, and may God bless your home.